Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Adventures in Collecting Draft Day.
Yeah.
It's Draft Day, Dave. You're in like the war room over there.
Yeah, I wanted like the actual Kevin Costner feeling of it,
But not
and like
Cleveland.
not Cleveland because I don't root for them. And so I flew out to Chicago prior to Riot Fest in September, like a month early, and I'm at Hallis Hall, and they let me hang out here.
Perfect. Are
Yeah.
we gonna get any? Is there gonna be a surprise CM Punk or Seth Rollins
No.
sighting?
No. Everybody's in overseas, over in
Oh, that's right.
in Europe. So
Yeah, we're getting ready for Clash Paris.
Clash in
Something Paris.
Paris.
Clash in
But
Paris. Yeah.
I want all my picks back. And David Putney, because I feel like it.
Draft Day is a severely underrated movie, by the way. I enjoy it immensely.
Christina hates it.
Really?
She's like, it's dumb. And I'm like, it's
Oh,
incredibly dumb.
it's
Like
super dumb.
the fact that they undid a draft at the draft was like wild.
Yeah.
But
hey, they got him. It's the
but you know who
Hollywoodification.
You know who rules in that movie? Chadwick Boseman.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he steals everything.
As the linebacker or the D lineman. Yeah. Like he's awesome in that movie.
Well, as we said at the top, it is draft day. We have not done this in a little bit. It's been I think 3 years actually since we've done one of these. 2022.
A figure draft. Last time we did a draft, it was the Warped Tour one, and I believe one of our participants won that, correct?
Correct. He did. So he's got some bragging rights to defend. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we are headed.
And then
back
I won the OG draft.
You did. You remarkably, I think everyone but you misunderstood the assignment with that one, and left some pretty big chips on the table, like 3 rounds in a row. So we'll go over the rules in a minute, but before
I had the greatest toy store on the planet.
It was unbelievable. Oh, that's right. That was the theme, right? We were setting up. But wasn't that what it was? Like we had like the KB, we used like the KB logo and stuff, but it was 90s.
We did, but it was based off of the old Chris Gethard
food court. That's right. Yeah. I knew there was something with mall in mind. And not the Darth variety. But before we hop into the draft, of course, a little bit of housekeeping here.
Eric, are we giving something away this August?
Are we ever, Dave? So as we've been saying for the month of August, it's giveaway time, bub. We've partnered up with our friends at Hold Your Liquid Death. Right in the middle. You got to do it right in the middle.
I forgot.
Right in the middle.
I'll do it in a second.
So we partnered up with our friends at Power of X-Men to give away this Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Wolverine. So really, really great figure. Arguably one of the best Marvel Legends Wolverines that is out there, whether you are a fan of the animated series or not. It's just a great classic tiger stripe, blue and yellow Wolverine. So you have a chance to win one, and you do that by visiting us at AIC_podcast or at Power of X-Men. You pick where you want to start your journey, but it is pinned at the top of our profile. So you can find that post. You can read all the instructions.
You can start in one place, but you must follow both.
True. That was very sage-like.
You can start in one place, but you must follow both.
You know what? That's actually good because you're not going to get to do that otherwise today. So that's, you got it. You got it.
That was like the Lipton.
That was like part Lipton, part Olmec.
The
choice is yours alone. But the freaking silver monkey. Yeah. So at AIC_podcast on Instagram. The giveaway is running all throughout August. We will have a new giveaway announced. I September 1st is Labor Day, so I don't know if we'll do it September 1st, like the actual announcement of the next giveaway, because we'll probably be doing barbecue things. But early September we will announce the September giveaway. But we will announce the winner on September 1st. So I will say that. So keep an eye out for that. But I think that's the only housekeeping that we have to tend to this evening. I think with that we can start talking about our guests and bring them in and explain the rules of this year's draft, because it is a little different. It's a little different
It
this year.
is.
We've got some wrinkles. We've got some complications, but I am super excited, of course, to intro our guests here. One of them is a longtime friend of the pod, somebody who you've heard not only on this podcast many times, but several other podcasts, and you know him from his legendary run at Hasbro. So first, we're gonna bring in and say hello to Ryan Ting. Ryan, welcome back to the show, man.
Hello, Dave and Eric. Thanks for having me back.
Hi, Ryan.
I did not know that there was a winner declared from the Warped Tour draft that we did. So that's.
I know I finished dead last.
So there was a fan poll, and when the votes from the comments and the votes from the story voting were tallied together, you had me beat pretty square. I want to say it was like by at least 10 votes. Like it was double digits. Dave got like,
I was just happy
Dave,
to be there.
You got like one vote. Like,
and
total.
It wasn't me.
Well,
yeah, I screwed that one up. Pretty good.
In the mail, I suppose. I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware that that was the finish.
So just bragging rights. We're still working on that Archie trophy for the Toy Line of the Year award. I have the trophy. The head has been sawed off. I have the 3D printed Archie head. I just need to kind of finish the project. So it's a work in progress. We've only been a podcast for 6 years. I mean, it's nothing. But let's bring in our other guests as well. So we have a new friend of the pod, somebody that we have been wanting to talk to for a long time, but for reasons we weren't able to ever book him on the show. But now we can. So it is my pleasure to welcome longstanding member of the toy community and our new friend, Jason Langston.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
Here I am.
And you guys were just on a panel together, right? At San Diego Comic-Con.
Back to back.
Back to back, Friday and Saturday. Yes, it was awesome.
Eric, the things we've missed over the years.
Yep. Maybe we'll get out there next year. We say it every year.
That's the hope. But this year might actually be.
It's such a heavy lift to get out there from New Jersey. Like, it's just between like the hotel situation, because like the hotels book up in like January. It's like I can't plan that far ahead. I got 2 kids and a full-time job. It's like impossible to think about San Diego Comic-Con in January. I just can't wrap my head around it. But
I'm trying to go to LA for lulls, and it's like fun.
It's very expensive. It's a very expensive endeavor, but this is going to be fun, guys, because we have I know I already made this joke offline, so I'm gonna sell myself out here on it, but like we have 2 of the hottest free agents in the toy industry helping us do this year's toy draft. So I mean it's awesome to have you guys on
the occasionally annual toy draft.
I wish the circumstances would be a little more celebratory in terms of what's going on in your professional careers, but you guys are both amazing, and we are so excited to see what you guys have lined up next, where you land, wherever you go. They will be extremely, extremely lucky to have both of you. For people that might be, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, I hope you know who these 2 individuals are, but anyone who's a fan of Marvel Legends and of course Star Wars, Ryan has been doing that at Hasbro for 12. It was 12 years, right?
Yeah, just over 12 years. But living my best life now, and we'll see what's next.
And Jason, of course, is coming off of an incredible run at McFarlane Toys, overseeing the DC multiverse line, which incredible, absolutely incredible, and definitely not a line of Batman. But but like we were just talking before, we've got all timers that came out during your run there, and then of course prior to that, you were also overseeing DC over at Mattel. So you are full of all of the DC awesomeness. So yeah.
Thanks, Eric. I wouldn't say I oversaw at Mattel. I was definitely part of a team. Bill Beneke, he's my if there was a knighthood there, he would be my lord. I was but his squire when I was there. But I had a lot of fun in McFarlane. Looking forward to figuring out what's next. Been working on my portfolio all week, actually, so it's kind of fun to see stuff and be like, yeah, I could take that out. That's fine. It's been good. I'm everything's fine. We're good, man. Everything's good.
So to both of you, because this is often a question that we don't get to ask in kind of a retrospective moment, and a thing where it's like, you can't talk about products that haven't come out yet or things that you didn't get a chance to make. Usually there's, that kind of barrier there. Is there one thing that each of you could name, like Brian from Marvel, Jason from, DC, if there was one figure that you could have gotten across the finish line, gotten made during your time there, what would it be?
You want to go first, Ryan? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I mean the glaring example in my run on Marvel Legends was our one HasLab that didn't work out for a lot of reasons. So I'm speaking of the Engine of Vengeance featuring Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, and we had some additional characters in there as unlockable tiers, but now the team has found other ways to get those out. So Mephisto in a different configuration with a throne is the next kind of open pre-order type model, which was revealed at San Diego, and I believe is up for pre-order for a little bit while longer. But yeah, I mean, everyone kind of takes their lumps, and Star Wars had a few had two, I think, unsuccessful HasLabs, although one was a role play item, which kind of doesn't really count, and there was a Cookie Monster and other things that didn't pan out. And so I was really hoping that the Marvel Legends team that we would not contribute to the failed list of ideas, but I think it just wasn't the iconic Ghost Rider that people grew up with, right? You're talking about, we're doing our research on 80s toy lines, right? When most people think about Ghost Rider, they don't think of the newer Robbie Reyes, even though the item was really cool. But we definitely learned a lot from it, and you kind of saw that when we came back with the Giant Man campaign the following year, which was successful again. It was a different price point, and we just kind of strategically aimed at different sort of things. And I think we learned from that, and the team continues to. That's why there hasn't been another Marvel Legends HasLab since then. They continue to do these other made to order type approaches, but that's the one that I'd love a mulligan on, to go back and try something else.
Ryan, that one hurt me too, and
well, I can imagine.
I was a minute one backer. I think I backed during that, like 12:02, whenever the YouTube
the presentation had not ended.
Yeah.
The funniest part about the Engine of Vengeance campaign was we borrowed a play from several other campaigns that had worked there. It was this idea of an early bird kind of deal where if a certain condition is met before the campaign ends, right, then something additional. And so we had an early bird kind of package, and that it didn't get to that point, and then you started to see us lose backers, and it was like, as the campaign on, the arrow started going down, which was like clearly not how you get crowd funds to succeed. But so that was kind of crying while laughing.
I had a broken leg at the time, so I had nothing to do but watch the numbers, and all it was my condition was not improving.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was getting text messages where it was like, Eric, the number's going down. Eric, the numbers, and I was like, I know, Dave. I know.
Why is this happening?
Yes, as somebody who only collects Ghost Rider figures, that was very tough for me to watch you go through that. Oh man. Jason, what about you? What would have been the one DC figure that you would have loved to have gotten out?
Well, so the challenge with the toy industry with questions like this is that we work a year out. So I've already turned over all the concepts for next year. So there's a lot of stuff in there that I had always wanted to do that's coming out next year that I can't talk about. But what got away though? And I can't spoil anything that came out. But the one that I was most excited that almost got away was Monarch. And because this figure I wanted to do like right away, and it took until this year to finally come out. So it just kept getting like, maybe next time, maybe next time, maybe next time. So this one came very close to being the one that got away. And then I would say Detective Chimp, but he's coming. So I don't know. The crazy thing about my run there is that it got to a point where I could pretty much pick any character that I wanted to do, as long as I could make the tooling and the budget work. And so we did a lot of really ridiculous deep cut stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've always wanted to do a Granny Goodness. I think it's pretty safe to say we probably won't get a Granny Goodness. So I just think it would be awesome to get a Granny Goodness. That one would be pretty fun to do.
That is certainly a deep cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That was actually, and I'm cheating a little bit because that was Eric's from the Four Horsemen. Someone had asked him that question on a panel years ago, and he said that he'd always wanted to do a Granny Goodness, and I'm like, you're right, Eric. So I am kind of borrowing a little bit, but it's a solid answer.
It's totally fine. Totally fine. Well, I said it before, but I'll say it one more time. We're super excited to see where you guys land next, and we're
to continue on the journey.
Yep, and we're super excited to see how this draft works out here. So, this year a little bit different. So we are headed back to the 1980s. Oftentimes considered like the golden age of action figures and marketing them towards children, in a way that is very illegal now. But so rather than do toy lines, we are doing individual characters, so like individual toys. So the way that it's going to work is in just a moment here we will determine our random draft order, and our contestants, so it'll be 4 teams total, will pick any singular action figure that came out between 1980 and 1989 to fill a slot in each of the following categories. So we've got superhero, non-human, wrestler, vehicle, and then the wild card category. So these categories can be filled in any order. So if Ryan, if you get the first pick and you want to go straight to superhero, you can. If you want to do your wild card right out the gate, you absolutely can. There is, just because one person picks a certain category doesn't mean anyone else has to do that one first. But the wrinkle, so once a figure character is picked, so let's say I get the first pick and I go with Kenner Superpowers Batman. What was that?
I was gonna say pick a 90s toy. Just so
okay. Yeah. Well, let's just say I go with let's say
Kenner
it's a modern line. Yeah. Or I was gonna say, I pick Elite 118 Seth Rollins for my wrestling figure. That means that Seth Rollins is completely off the table. He can't be used in the wrestling category, can't be used in the wild card category. That name is completely off. It takes the character off the table. So because we're picking from such a huge pool of action figures, we thought that might be a fun little way to make it a little more difficult. So everyone good on the rules?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone have any questions before we do our random order here?
If you had picked Mankind, could someone come back and pick Cactus Jack, or would that not?
Absolutely.
Different character.
Different character. That's gimmicks count, Ryan. Gimmicks count.
Damn it.
So yeah, that the 3 Faces of Foley would have been a fun rule breaker for a 90s version of this. So keep that in mind maybe for next year. With that, I'm going to share my screen here and we will do our random draft order. So let's Let's click
Big money,
generate.
big money, big money, big money, big money, big money.
And the
Stop.
first pick goes to Jason. So our draft order is going to be Jason, myself, Dave, and Ryan. So you get that and we're gonna do the snake draft order. So Ryan, you get what I think
The
is
double.
actually the position that I love to be in, that
4
first
and
double
5.
pick. Yeah, so you get picks 4 and 5. So Dave, you are going to be the controller of the draft order here and keeping us on pace and on card. So yeah, with that, Jason, you are up first with your first pick. So you're on the board.
Which category are we doing, or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter. You can pick whichever one you want to do first.
Eric, do you have are you gonna have the results in front of you?
I'm gonna try.
Or do you want me to do that?
If you could do that, that would actually be great. Because I'm gonna try to pull up pictures as we come across here. So
okay.
All right. I am gonna go with wrestler because that's the most challenging one for me. I didn't have any of the LJN figures. I didn't have any of the Hasbro stuff when I was a kid. What I did have was a knockoff Wrestling Champs figure, and my favorite one was called CG. So I don't know if it's Soko or Soku or something like that, but they were like basically He-Man figures with like a wrestler type sculpted head, and I found them at Odd Lots when I was a kid. It was the only wrestling figures I ever had.
Oh my goodness.
That one was my favorite. So there you go. No, I'm sorry that one's off the board now. You guys just can't pick that one now.
So wait, so you did...
So CG is the top left. Keep going. Go back up. Yep, CG's right
that
there.
One.
Yep.
All right.
And then you had like a fake Big John Studd. You had a fake Andre the Giant. But that one was my guy right there.
Interesting. Okay. So Dave, I actually remember you had this one. You had Mark. You had the one that looked like Andre the Giant.
Like Andre?
I actually remember that.
A character named A Champ. They're so good.
These are wonderful. You definitely had some of these, Dave. Jimmy Snuka
sure.
that is quite a colorway on that figure.
Stud.
Yeah.
And
all
it's clearly Hogan, but it's not Hogan.
Brute.
So,
but not like Brute like the cologne.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny.
It did have an odor though. All right, that's my first choice. That's my first pick, guys.
Wow.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. And I'll present the jersey to the figure later.
All right. So that is our first pick. So Dave, that brings it to me next, right?
Yes, Eric, you are up.
All right. I am... Oh man. Okay. I did not... Okay. I am going to go with the superhero category.
Okay.
And I am going to take... let's do 1984 Mattel Secret Wars Black Suit Symbiote Spider-Man.
That's a solid one.
So I mean, this is like the iconic of iconic figures from that line. It was the one that everybody wanted. It was the marquee figure from the actual like comic book series, right?
Figures.
So
and the lore behind that one is that Mattel wanted to do another Spider-Man, but the first one was so expensive because of all the deco. So they asked for something unique and got an all black, basically a Snake Eyes Spider-Man.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the lore behind that one.
Also, Eric managed to knock 2 figures from that line off.
Spider-Man and Spider-Man. And Spider-Man Forever, right? Because we can't pick Spider-Man in any other line now.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Spider-Man is officially off the table.
Toy Biz Spider-Man also gone.
Yep.
Was that one in the 90s though? I think we were okay on that one.
Yeah, Dave, the only Marvel figures for
the 80s
were the
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, or there were some. Oh my God, the name just left my head.
End of the line Migos.
Migos, thank you. Yeah, there were a couple of straggler Migos at the
This
end
was
of
one
the
of my favorite figures when I was a kid.
with the
I just want to be clear,
lenticular-
Jason. So, are you trying to say that all black figure with just a white spider and white eyes is less deco than a Spider-Man that is red, blue, black with white eyes? Revolutionary. We never thought of that. Oh my goodness. You've been doing it all wrong for all these years.
So long. It's Lord. I'm sure someone in the fact checkers are going to be like, "That guy's full of stuff." Wait, can I curse? I can.
You can
right?
absolutely curse. You can absolutely curse.
It's full of garbage. I couldn't do it. I was already tripped up. Brian teases me quite a bit because I've got potty mouth on our panels. Like one of the times we signed each other's name cards, and in mine he just wrote like £, @ exclamation point. Yes.
Yeah.
I have the Secret Wars Spider-Man in my case right there. When God, when was it? Like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, the Mattel archivists wanted to start like buying some stuff that they needed, like they didn't have in their archives, and they had excess of other things. So they started doing these employee-only sales, and there was a lottery that you would go you'd have to get there in the morning, and they would do a lottery, and if they pick you, then you get to go first, second, all the way to the end. It didn't start that way. In the beginning, it was just whoever showed up first. And you had guys like Darren and Garrett Sander, and they were sleeping out like basically the night so that they could get in there, and they were buying just stacks of Masters figures, just stacks of them. So the one time I won, I got first pick. All I wanted was Secret Wars. So I went straight to it. And the thing was, the dude that was like number 3 was so fast that he just zipped around me and went right to it. And I was like, dude, all I want is a Spider-Man. Can you please just let me have the Spider-Man? So I had a Spider-Man on card, and it was, I don't know, it was like $10 or something like that. It was awesome. And of course I opened it because I don't like keeping them in the box. But yeah, the archive sales were pretty wild.
See, now if you were Ryan, you would have done one in, one out.
that
one to rock, one to stock.
A sale like that would be awesome. Hasbro wouldn't do that. They had I had the opposite experience where they were like, oh, the building where we have an arc that has like Hasbro was selling an old building, and part of that was the archive, and they were like, hey, all designers go down there and pull only the things you absolutely need for reference, and then everything else we're gonna like throw out. And I like snuck down there, like marketers weren't invited, but I just went anyways. And it just I had to leave immediately because knowing that like all this stuff was just gonna be trashed. Like, and they were like, you can't take it, don't try to take anything. So it was like the opposite of, why not just sell stuff? All the people would be lining up or fighting for it, right? Like, so yeah, that was that. There was Transformers, G.I. Joe, like stuff I had never seen, never knew existed, right? Because you can't possibly like remember everything from the 80s and 90s. And then all these other licenses that had come and gone throughout the years. Like Hasbro had a run on the Pokemon license at some point. So I walked by this aisle with all this just Pokemon stuff that my son would have loved. And it was like, just knowing that it was going to go somewhere not to a loving home just kind of broke my heart a little bit. So I had to get out of there.
Oh man, that's brutal.
Like I've just seen green cards and yellow cards just getting like trashed.
Yeah, the WWF stuff. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, man. And a lot of that stuff that's still in the master carton, so it's unpunched and everything. Like it's just
it was like
weathered time, and that's it. That's all. Jeez. It's all. Yeah. I had an intern. My last year that I was there, and we went to the sale, and she got a doll that if you cranked the arm, it's a very famous, like almost infamous doll that if you crank the arm, she develops, like she like grows.
Yes.
It's the worst, and it's so mechanical, but it was like the I can't remember what they called it, but it was some sort of Barbie doll where she
she was in the movie.
Yes, yes, yeah. But she got it, and I was like, wow, that is a solid pickup right there. That is wild.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. All right, Dave, you're up for your first pick here, I think.
This is insane, but Eric literally took my number 1 overall pick.
Perfect.
So I'm instead gonna go into my wheelhouse because I have a feeling this one's gonna not stick around long if I don't take it. So I'm going to go LJN Wrestling Macho Man Randy Savage.
Knew it. I thought for sure that was going to be your first pick, like for sure. I mean, he was on your Mount Rushmore, for God's sakes.
I know it would have been more strategic depending on where I was, but with Ryan after me and you ahead of me, I knew I had an idea Spider-Man wasn't lasting long, and I knew Macho Man would not come back around. I think.
All right, so
I
Macho
love
Man.
that. I love that Steve Ozer and the guys over at Mattel are bringing back the big rubber guys. Like, I know that the majors did it first, but it's still it's really cool. Like, I just think it's fun to get those again. I never had them. Like I said, we were poor growing up, so that's why I had a lot of Odd Lots toys.
Hey, nothing wrong with rack toys. Some of the best toys that have ever existed have been rack toys.
That's where I got my Secret War stuff, was from Odd Lots.
I was going to say, some of my stuff, too, came from Odd Lot.
Yep.
I have a couple things on my list that I got there.
Perfect. All right, Ryan, you're up.
Yeah,
Ryan goes twice.
You get
Double
two
pick.
picks here.
All right. So when I would do these drafts with Dan and Dwight on the Hasbro Pulse streams, we would always try to, use some gamesmanship and strategy. So I did that a little bit here in my notes, and it's funny that like 2 wrestling right out the gate. Like, I would not have gone that way because wrestling, I feel like, is a very shallow category. But at any rate, I feel very confident in the next 2 picks, guys. So first up, for my 4th pick, interesting that it's number 4. I'm going to go with the non-human category. I'm going Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1988, Raphael. And I believe by the rule of 4, that gives me, I am granted the other 3 just automatically.
No.
But
I think so. I think that's pretty solid.
not that's that I can concede, but I do think this turns into a little bit of like an IP draft, because I get we're not doing toy lines, but in the case where in this era, right, like the only Marvel toys were Secret Wars made by Mattel, you're kind of like cornering the market, and then like someone else could be like, oh, Secret Wars, Captain America, but then you're kind of, I feel, splitting the vote a little bit in terms of fans of that thing. So the second person, I feel like, could make a stronger selection elsewhere, but that's just my POV.
That's definitely part of the strategy, right? Like, will somebody look at the superhero category and go, okay, I'm going to vote for the Secret Wars character that's not Symbiote Spider-Man, right? Like that, because like that's not the character I would have picked personally. Like, that wasn't my personal favorite, but in the gamesmanship of trying to win this tournament or win this exercise, that's why I made that pick. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying, because now you've got the turtle. So does anyone else want to beat Raphael, right?
Well, he's the best, so you can try, but
except in the NES game, he's the worst in the NES game.
In the first one, Donatello, with the reach.
You need the reach, man. It's all about the reach.
No, but this was, this line. I was kind of surprised with your episode with Kyle that no one had any turtles on their Mount Rushmore. I was like shouting into the headphones, like, someone better pick a Ninja Turtle, and no one did. So, and I didn't know that we were going to do this podcast, so I'm glad that I got to take him here. And just this, this line, this figure, this card. Playmates can keep putting these out every 5 years in a slightly different formula or box set, and I will just buy it just because I feel compelled to.
And they do.
That's my round 4 pick, and then I get the 5th pick.
Solid. That is solid.
On the snake here, and I don't know. Hopefully the judges will allow this pick. I think it makes sense. I'm gonna go vehicle.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 1984 Optimus Prime.
I think that counts.
I'm gonna go with that as the vehicle.
I get turtles, and I get my Transformers. Kind of, those were the two lines that I really wanted representation. So I'm glad it worked out.
I think it's and you got you have the carrier in the back. You could put characters in there as a vehicle. Yeah, it's solid.
I think it could have gone in 3 categories, to be honest.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Oh, what was the 3rd category? Did you think it could go in?
Wrestler, obviously.
Wild card, non-human, or
wild card.
Superhero.
So
Yeah.
that was one of the things, right? Like it's a little bit of this is up for interpretation, right? In
Mhm.
terms of like full disclosure, I had Optimus on my list for a non-human option with the hope that I might be able to pick him up, but no, yeah, that's I totally works as a vehicle. It has wheels. So
Well
you're
played.
count it. All right, so I
Ar-
gotta take him off my list. So Dave, who's next?
Me.
Okay, back to you. All
Back
right.
to me. I think I got to get this one out of the way because there's still too many options. There's too many people who haven't picked a superhero. And I think I got to get this one out of the way, and I think it's the second most obvious choice. We're going Kenner Superpowers Superman.
Oh,
Solid.
all right.
When you said in the example Kenner Superpowers, I almost jumped through my screen.
You're like, don't
Wow.
give it away. But that also eliminates the very awesome Toy Biz Superman figure, right? Because it's Superman, he's off the
Yep.
board.
Mhm.
That Toy
Superman.
Biz one was awesome because it came with a magnetic
With the
ring
ring.
tonight, and it would force him down. Anytime I suggested magnet when I was working with Mattel, I would get the dirtiest look from the QC guys because they're dangerous. You can't do magnets. I was like, what are you talking about? In a ring, and it pushed them down. That is such a gorgeous figure, though. Gorgeous packaging. It's
Yep.
And that's the reason why I picked this over a Toy Biz, because it's effectively like it's the mold over, right? But this one, I like the action feature on the figure as opposed to like you need the ring.
Yep.
Because if you're just using a magnet, like it's not.
And people don't remember that, like in the early '80s, until 1989, Superman was the guy because he had all the films. Like everybody wanted the Superman stuff.
Yep.
It wasn't until the Keaton movie came along that it changed all that. But Superman was the guy. That was the superpowers figure I had too. It was the Superman. So good.
And I mean, he's like #1 in the series. Like it's.
Yeah. Good pick.
I think he's won Batman's 2, if I remember correctly. Wonder Woman 3.
Right. Yeah. All right. So that brings us back to me?
You, sir.
You also had the little comic, which ruled. I read
Um,
those all the time.
Jeez. All right. What do I want to do here? I'm pretty confident in that my wrestling pick is going to be safe. I think I'm going to do I'm going to go vehicle. So I'm going to go to the vehicle category, and I am going to I'm just going to get one of the most iconic toy vehicles that has ever been created off the board. Something that everyone wanted, people today still want and can't get. I am going with the G.I. Joe USS Flag.
Wow.
So the big boy, I'm taking it off the board. That is my I think to this day it is the most iconic toy vehicle that has ever been made. The envy of all. And something that is pretty much logistically impossible to make now.
Imagine sending that out to be graded.
Is that what oh my god, I just realized that's what this is. That's what I pulled up.
It does say or best offer, guys. So I mean, my
even
best
still,
offer is $50.
Even still, like unless you're doing like a manual drop off, how are you grading that?
That's like an aquarium tank. That acrylic.
Seriously, I wonder how much that weighs with that acrylic case on it. Jesus.
And what if like an arm hair or something fell in there and then they sealed it and it's just trapped in there for eternity?
And I'm actually realizing that it's sealed. The actual box is sealed. That's wild. That is wild. Wow.
I wonder if that one came out of the storage, snuck under the shadow.
Put it under your shirt and walk it.
Or is that one of those ones where like somebody hid a Christmas present like really well and then found it years later?
So that actually happened recently with one of these. I forget the
Oh, I didn't even know I was teeing that up.
yeah, I forget his name. He's one of the guys that's over at Super 7. He's like MG. I know his Instagram handle, but I'm blanking on his name. He had a situation like that where one of his family members reached out to him and was like, "Hey, I found this thing in the attic. Is it worth anything?" And it was a sealed flag.
No,
And he was
like,
best to just give it to me. It's fine. I'll take if it's all right. We'll take care of it.
yes, and go to auction now.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
For
geez.
real. Apparently there's like one piece. Shouts to friend of the pod, Khalil at Caster's Corner, who was telling me this story. Apparently there is like the tiniest of tiny pieces that are on the flag. It's this like little like rudder type thing that is very like broke off of everybody's like on assembly. And if you have just that piece, that like piece alone is worth like hundreds of dollars, and it's like this big. So
Wow.
yeah. All right. So yeah, USS Flag.
Nice.
That
Nice pick.
Jason got
Jason.
2 coming up here.
So I will say that you guys have only eliminated one, and that was the Toy Biz Superman with the kryptonite ring. So I'm still feeling pretty good. I'm also thinking that I may have gone more deep cut than the three of you did.
I have deep cut picks too.
Okay.
I'll share some of them later.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with vehicle, and my absolute favorite vehicle when I was a kid was the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 from Kenner. I didn't understand the chair sit on the top, but it had lasers that usually like were worn out, so they just dripped down the little orange ghost with the claw, and you rolled it and it pulled the ghost in. That was I got that one, and I got Ecto 1A when I was a kid, because and it's the same thing. They didn't change. It was just stickers that they changed.
Yep.
But I loved that. I loved that car. I bought the repro when Hasbro re-released it like 6-7 years ago or whatever. Yep, the artwork, everything.
Yep. So this, full disclosure, Jason, this was what I was between this and the Flag were my 1 and 2. I
Nice.
went with my gut and ended up with the Flag, but this was nested right underneath it. So
yeah,
great
I
pick.
love it. Yep, thank you. Okay, and so then I can scratch off the others. I won't say what my other ones were so that I don't spoil anything. You guys are going for them. And then my wild card was, so like I said, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I got a lot of Happy Meal toys, Odd Lot toys, and for some reason I had a shit ton of California Raisins figures. So for my wild card, I'm going with specifically the California Raisins blue sunglasses guy, or I'll take Tiny Goodbite. Tiny Goodbite was the one with the microphone. I had so many of them. I don't even know who made them. I just know that I had a bunch of them, and I was obsessed with them when I was a kid.
We definitely had these too, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the one. That's the one.
There's your blue sunglasses guy.
That was my guy. And even long after I lost the other ones, I still had him for the longest time. Don't understand it, but I loved it. So yeah.
No, those are great.
You can't. I mean, Happy Meal toys back in the day were as good as real toys. Like, let's be real. Like,
yes, absolutely.
You know, it's not like the situation that we're in today with the sad state of affairs of Happy Meal toys.
I will say we've been going pretty frequently for the Sanrio Turtles crossovers because my 16-year-old, she's a huge fan of Sanrio characters, and for me, I'm a huge fan of Turtles. Like the cases are full of all the NECA stuff behind me, the NECA Turtle stuff.
Yeah.
So we went to McDonald's today, and they handed me one I already had, and I was like, "Can I switch this for a different one?"
Perfect.
Yep.
I was doing that with the Wendy's DC muscle figures, because I figured out the code at the bottom told you what color and what what group you had. So
Yeah.
I was sitting at the drive-through window, like, can I just see the bottom of the box? No, not that one. I'll take the other one.
I got frustrated with those because there's way too many, so I just eBayed those. But I have them and they're wonderful.
I wanted the little McDonald's. Eric got the one that I wanted.
Oh,
The nuggets.
Yeah, because that's my food there.
Love me some nuggets.
Mhm.
Dave, is it back to me now?
It is.
Okay, back to me. All right, so this is my third pick. All right, so for my third pick, I am going I'm gonna do non-human, and this is another one that Ryan actually alluded to this character at the beginning. This is an awesome piece. I don't think we ever had this, Dave, but our cousin Michael definitely had it. And it is the 1985 Star Wars Return of the Jedi Rancor.
Oh, that was a good one.
That is a good one.
So my non-human character, the Rancor monster, I love, one of my cherished pieces in my personal collection. I do not have this, but the vintage collection / I think it was still Black Series actually at the time. Rancor from that was in that like Toys R Us exclusive set. I love this character design. It's just like, to me, when I close my eyes and think Star Wars, this is like the first thing that pops into my head, oddly enough. And I love the Rancor. So
Eric's going with all the big toys here. Like large. Now what's cool is I can sit on vehicles. Everyone else has picked a vehicle.
Yeah.
So my last pick is going to be a vehicle.
Okay.
I'm ready, just throwing that out there. Obviously my turn. So now
I don't know, man. You just encouraged me and dared me to pick some vehicles for other characters.
You got
now.
wild cards.
Yeah, and there's non-humans still left.
That's
true.
true.
So,
that's true.
Careful.
But still, I think I got to get a non-human out of the way. And I am like between 3 different ones. All right, I'm just going to go with this one.
Right.
I'm going to try to divide the vote here with Eric. And I'm going to go with Kenner Jabba the Hutt.
Oh. This one we definitely had. It's still somewhere in the basement, actually. So let me get our image up here. Oh, please don't start playing. Okay, good. I don't think it's going to. I picked a thumbnail from a YouTube video instead of an actual. There we go. Good, but it's not playing. So yeah, there we go. So shouts to Mighty Jabba's collection on YouTube.
No,
Thank
I don't
you for
get
the amazing
Salacious
thumbnail.
Crumb, or the kind of barge that he's on, or the little like his little like stand, but.
Hey, I mean, that was what was in there, right? So
okay.
But can we just talk about how goddamn adorable Jabba looks holding a little baby Jabba?
Yeah, those are. Oh, I just noticed that. Yeah, those are the micro machines. Yep.
Oh man.
But the thing that for me was like it actually scared me when I was very little was like all the like skulls that were molded into the pit.
Interesting.
And bones and stuff like that was. I thought it was very creepy, but
I also thought it was very funny with this particular release that he's sitting on top of his own trapdoor.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that.
It's like, I get it, like it's the most Kenner thing ever, like that this is the playset, but like the fact that he's sitting on top of his own effectively Doom.
But also it's like the least effective trapdoor of all time because it swings open this way.
Flips him out. I love it. He has to be like, he just takes a quick drag of his hookah and like slithers off and then has to like, come on over here. Just stand kind of on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's
closer.
good.
Come closer.
Yeah,
Come a little closer.
Never mind these doors that are barn doors that are gonna swing open
Hit you in the face.
and catapult you to your safety.
Good pick, Dave. Solid.
Thank you.
solid pick.
Ryan, you get back to back again, my friend.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is tough. So again, I'm gonna have to appeal to the judges on the legality of this one too, because
All right.
I'm not interested in competing with Secret Wars, and I'm not the biggest DC fan or like not like expert on that. So that's kind of the coverage is kind of bare for superheroes. So I'm going to appeal to the Marvel Comics G.I. Joe imprint that was definitely in the 80s and try to squeeze in Snake Eyes V2 1985 into my superhero.
Oh my God.
That's a solid one. I think they're superheroes too. I have.
They are real
Absolutely.
American heroes. So
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
at least that.
Yep, and you went with the right one too. The V2 is where it's at.
I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah, there's
That was the
there's
visor one, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah, with
That one was
Timber
great.
too.
Yep, and
Yep.
he
Mhm.
came with Wolf.
Right.
My loophole
Yeah.
I was researching was like, oh, I'm gonna pick the Ninja Turtles superheroes. And
I thought that's what
actually,
you were doing at first. With
but then
the-
they're 90, 92, or 93, so I was like, oh crap.
Oh, I
Yep.
thought you. I would say they count as superhero anyway.
They do, but they're. Or you mean just like the regular turtles?
Mhm.
No,
Yeah, I think you can.
No,
no,
they just the heroes at one point.
yeah, like it was Leo and sorry, it was Donnie as Batman, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Superman, and then some two other non-turtle. Like I don't think Raphael and
Donnie was
Anyway.
Spock. Wasn't Donnie Spock? Or
no, it
did
was
they
like
all
it was
do-
a 4-pack. It was
Oh, okay.
there were two villains in it too. Yeah, it was like a weird 4-pack set, but it was in the 90s, so I kind of ruled that out. But yes, they were superhero. Weren't they superhero turtles in like Australia or the UK or something? Like they weren't ninjas.
Yep.
For some reason. But anyway, so that is my superhero pick.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
There you go, Hero
Yeah.
Turtles.
Yep.
And so my fourth round pick to start off the fourth round, I'm going to go into the wrestling category. And for me, I didn't start watching wrestling really until the 90s. So I wasn't into wrestling during the Hulk Hogan kind of Macho Man era. So I felt disingenuous to try to pick an LJN. I was considering, because Eric tipped me off, he was like, oh, Remco made AWA figures. So I was like,
Mhm.
I'll look this up. I have no idea what that was. There was a Shawn Michaels AWA figure. I didn't even realize he started there, but
I had that.
that's awesome. That was before he was the Heartbreak Kid, though. So again, so I'm gonna and
Early
Eric,
rockers, right?
Yeah, Midnight Rockers.
Yeah. And Eric was talking about the Wendy's DC muscle figures, but I'm actually just gonna go the original muscle figures that Mattel made, and I think I had some of them. Again, I'm not the biggest expert on it, but it's such a fun aesthetic, and lots of companies have done kind of modern takes on that. I think they've come back several forms, and so I'm going to squeeze that into the wrestler category. There's like 5,000 of them. Pick one. I don't know.
I am so mad right now because that was my pick for wrestling. I thought
Were you going like straight up Kaneko Man?
I absolutely was.
All right.
That's rough, bro.
I thought that one was. I thought I was going to be safe there.
He was on my list too, by the way.
Damn it. Yep. These are awesome. Yeah, the Kaneko Man muscle figures.
Also,
So
an odd lot purchase in Bridgeport, Connecticut. That was there's so many of those there.
Amazing pick. You jerk.
Well played.
Nice.
All right, so
Back to me.
back to you. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put my wild card out there. And I have a couple that were on there, but this one's going to be a judge's decision one.
Okay.
But I thought if we were doing like actual physical toys and not figures.
I was going to say, so remember, it has to be either a figure or a vehicle. So remember that.
So this is the only figure or idea thereof that exists for this device. which would be the Nintendo Entertainment System, Rob the Robot.
I know him
Does
from
that
Smash
count?
Brothers.
Does that count as a figure?
Who are the judges?
I think
Is it-
we, I think
Everyone
we,
else.
we need to decide whether or not that counts as a figure.
How passionate do you
is-
feel about this, Dave?
Literally just throwing it out there as hopefully like
I
this is
don't-
a draft winning.
That's not
idea.
that's not convincing enough. I'm
Yeah.
gonna that's a no for me.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
I'm
no
also
for me,
thumbs
dog.
down.
That's a no
Yeah,
for me, dog.
It's. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, look at it this way. It's definitely Rob's definitely not a vehicle, right?
Mhm.
Definitely not a vehicle.
100% not a vehicle.
Technically, I mean, he's got a head, he's got arms, he's got legs. I mean, you could play with him like an action figure, but that wasn't his intended purpose.
Okay. Fair.
He's a video game controller. So, yeah.
All right. So then I'm going to go
Oh, Eric, did we just break his heart? You all
No,
right,
no.
Dave? Oh,
No.
okay.
No.
No,
No.
no.
Shift in your
Harsh.
shoulders a little bit there. I was
This
just
is
kidding.
cut-
No,
this-
that was
His
that
job,
was
man.
like
His
that
job,
was
that's
like
fine.
kind of like a potential like secret weapon there, to be honest.
Yeah. This is cutthroat business, man.
Mhm. Like when who somebody wanted to do Super Soaker last time for the toy line and it ruled. That was like
Yes.
that was my Super Soaker.
So Jordan of Toy Shiz fame picked for his wild card when we did 90s toy lines. We didn't specify that it had to be action figures, which is why the rules specified action figures this time, because he picked Super Soaker, which was an amazing sleeper pick for a wild card, but
Yeah.
we wanted to try to keep some guardrails on it this time.
So I'm gonna go then with my ultimate like odd lot toy line, where I think I picked up this entire toy line at Odd Lot.
Okay.
And it was something I was a huge fan of. It's something I wanted so bad. Something I had the tapes of. I'm going with Mattel, Captain Power, and the Soldiers of the Future, Captain Power as
That's
my
good.
wild card.
I like that.
That
is
was
a
my number 2
great
choice
pick.
behind Rob. If I could get away with Rob, cool. But if not, it was going to be Captain Power.
God, this figure got so much play in our house.
Mm-hmm. And I had the VHSs, and I had it was the best.
Yeah.
And then
Great
if you
choice.
watched the TV show also had the playability with it.
I used to love that, like,
And it was definitely not for children, but
I guess it was like a charging station.
yeah, that was
Thing
where
that-
that was where they got their armor. They went on the
Yeah.
thing and like on the
This
show
thing.
they armored up.
This thing right here. This thing.
Yeah, the power on.
Huh.
And they would say power on and get their armor.
I loved this figure. The gold vac metal treatment. Though I wonder where ours is. I wonder if this, because it's the molded gold plastic, I wonder if this suffers from that gold plastic syndrome, where like the figures from the 80s that were cast in the gold plastic just like turned to dust.
I don't know.
I mean, this one seems to be holding up pretty well. So, and it's only $5.39.
Loose.
Pretty good.
$35 for a sealed one actually is not bad.
Yeah. Cool card art too. Good pick, Dave. Solid
Thank
pick.
you.
And for some reason, they decided to make a Barbie movie. I mean, you had Captain Power right there.
Right there.
I'd love to see it. Like, I don't know how you'd figure out to do a revival of it at this point, but it was a cool sci-fi show.
It was. All right, so that sends it over to me, right?
It does.
I can't believe this is still on the board. So I'm gonna take it before it's not. My wild card pick. I'm gonna save my wrestling one for last. My wild card is from a line that nobody has taken anything from yet, which really blows my mind. And it's one of the most iconic toy lines I think of all time. So I am going with Mattel, sticking with Mattel. We are headed to the fine year of 1982. and I am going to take Skeletor. Masters of the Universe Skeletor is my wild card pick. To this day, I still love the way that this figure was, designed. I love the yellow skull. Yeah, I love not the biggest Masters of the Universe person personally. I was a little bit too being born in 88. This was a little past it by the time I was getting toys for myself, but I played with all of Dave's. So, yeah. My wild card pick, Skeletor.
Well done, man.
I saw somebody in like a Skeletor punk shirt at Bouncing Souls last weekend, and I wanted to take a picture of it, but I also didn't want to be a weirdo.
I'm really excited for my Bull Airs, my Skeletor Bull Airs that should be coming eventually, however their process works. All right, so that sends it to
It's me.
Jason,
So these are my last two picks too. This is So I haven't done superhero and I haven't done non-human yet. So I'm going to the superhero. I was kind of like, do I pick something for Toy Biz? Do I pick from like the real Ghostbusters toy line was so awesome, but I'm gonna throw something else out there. I don't know if a lot of people remember this one, but LJN did a toy line called the Bionic 6. It was a toy line for a TV show and it had a very catchy theme song. It was about a family, and I had Jack, the dad, and it was a cool figure because the thing weighed like 5 pounds, like at least to an 8-year-old. It was like 5 pounds, but it had clear cast parts, it had die cast parts. Like it's just a cool toy. It was just cool. And then I had the bad guy, which was just like weird dude in like a custodian suit, and he had like a red hat or whatever. But I had Jack, and his left arm immediately broke, like the forearm immediately broke off. So the funny is, until you pulled that image up, I didn't even remember him having a red hand. Like, I only had the other part of him, but it was just a cool figure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the first I've seen this.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen this too.
It would get chucked in the playroom. I had a little brother who's 2 years younger than me, and if that got thrown and you got hit, it was there was blood and tears easily. It was such a dense thing. It was like someone said, "How do we make Hot Wheels into an action figure?"
LJN, any LJN toy was like, you could do damage.
LJN overall was really great at causing pain, whether it was like their figures would hurt you or their video games would hurt your soul. Like they were very good at making very memorably painful things.
I just remember one time, Eric, you crushed Mom with Andre the Giant on accident. He's like, picture this little like 2-year-old boy, just like, look, I have, and Mom, come play with me, and he's just like bashing her with Andre the Giant.
So I found out years and years later that I gave my mom a black eye with that with Andre, like legit, like gave her a black eye. I found out years and years later of her telling the story over and over again. When I was little, like it was like a thing we all laughed about. As adults, she told the story again. She was like, "Yeah," and then I got pulled aside by HR at work to see if I was getting beaten at home, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
wow." And
nope, it was your toddler.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say that the packaging treatment on this reminds me of the Saturday Night Live, the shorts from like the 90s, the ambiguously gay duo. It looks like that art style from Robert Smigel.
Yes, it's not great illustrations. It's pretty fun. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. That one stuck out to me.
Yeah,
again,
awesome.
Could have done any Thundercats or anything, but this is what I wanted. And then for my final pick, I am going to take it back to my favorite toy line of all time, the Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And since the Turtles are off the board, my second favorite after the Turtles was Ace Duck. And the reason he was my favorite was because, first of all, he looked like Hal Jordan as a duck. He had like the flight jacket and the hat, and if most kids of the 80s, I would think, grew up on the Disney ducks, right? You had DuckTales, you had Darkwing Duck, you had, like, there was so much duck stuff coming out at that time, and this was like an action figure of a cool looking duck. So yeah, that one's gonna be. And he had the egg grenades and a gun, which was like, wow, he has just a gun. Like it's just it's a sidearm. They didn't even come up with something fantasy. It was just a sidearm, and the wings, the whole thing, just hands down one of my favorite Turtles figures.
They crammed so much in that bubble.
Look
at all the stuff that's in that tiny bubble.
Yeah, the wings, the bandolier, the eggs on the sprue, like it was solid.
That's
figure.
Great.
So that's my final pick.
All right. So Dave, do you want to give us a quick recap of Jason's picks? Well, since we've closed him out.
Sure. So since Jason is closed out, we have Wrestling Champs CG as his wrestler. We have the Kenner Real Ghostbusters Ecto 1 as the vehicle. The California Raisins Blue Sunglasses Raisin as the wild card. The Bionic 6 character Jack is the... Or no, I'm sorry. California Raisins are the non-human.
No, that's wild card.
Yeah, you were right. Wild card.
Yeah,
okay.
My
Jack is the superhero.
Yep.
And Ace Duck is your non-human.
All right.
Feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty good.
That is a solid team there, Jason. So that brings it back to me for my final pick.
That brings it back to you.
Geez. All right. So I have a decision to make. All right.
There's a lot riding on this, Eric. You may get disowned if you don't close this out strong.
You know, we just talked about
You're on wrestler, right?
Yeah, wrestler.
Okay.
We literally just talked about this figure. It was on my list. I have a personal connection with it.
Is it Andre?
It is 1000% LJN. Andre the Giant. Specifically the the long-haired variant, because that was the one that we had. I mean, listen, he's the eighth wonder of the world. He's one of the most important wrestlers that has ever existed. You know, I'm a firm believer that if there is no Andre the Giant to body slam, there is and drop the leg on, there is no WrestleMania moment. And unfortunately, died a little too young, but left a giant legacy. And anybody want a peanut? That's my
Princess Bride's one of my absolute favorite movies, and it's because of Andre the Giant.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I wanted to see it when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
and then I saw Fred, and then the kids in like a Walter Payton jersey. So I was All right, so I'm left with vehicle. And
let me just do it. I'll just do a quick recap.
Let me do the recap of Eric.
Yeah.
We have Secret Wars Black Suit Spider-Man as your superhero. We have the Hasbro G.I. Joe USS Flag as the vehicle. The Return of the Jedi Rancor as your non-human. Skeletor is your wild card from Mattel Motu. And LJN Andre is your wrestler.
I'm liking my team. Liking my team.
It's good.
Heaviest combined weight.
Yes.
The flag alone.
Yes, I win by volume.
Yeah, Eric wins by volume.
Oh, that's
so.
funny.
I'm actually shocked none of my vehicles came off of I have not removed a vehicle from my list. So I am at a conundrum of, do I pick my favorite one or do I pick what I think is the best toy?
Your favorite, man. Pick your
favorite. So before you close this out, right, Ryan, you've got one pick left, right?
Yeah.
As well. So what is your category? I'm curious. What do you have to fill?
Wild card.
Okay. All right.
Not helpful.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go with your heart, vehicle, Dave. Follow your heart.
We got a vehicle and a wild card. Okay. All right.
Chase the dreams, buddy.
All right. So I'm gonna go with what I think was kind of the mixture of both. One of my favorite ones to play with, and a vehicle. And I hope that Series 1 does well enough to get Series 2 here on the comeback, because I would want this to be part of Series 2.
I know where you're going.
It's one of my favorite Mask vehicles of all time. I'm going with Kenner Mask Jackhammer. It was the one that always worked the best. It lasted like this thing, whereas other ones broke, this one never broke. It was the best, most put together thing. It had the top that popped off the truck to be the extra gunner. The grill came down. The front was the like shield for the windshield. You had, I mean, the guy in purple with the eye patch was cool. Like, it was
what a name on him, Cliff Dagger.
Cliff Dagger. Yeah.
What is his mask though? Because it kind of looks like a blue clay face. Like what's happening there?
Yeah, it looks like Mario Brothers, like the little Goomba.
He's the original version of the not impressed emoji. Is what it is.
Is that a Bronco? It is.
Yeah,
it's cool. That is pretty cool.
It's just like a SUV, like.
Yeah, and shouts to Loyal Subjects. They're doing an awesome job with these. By the way, we got a chance to see some production samples.
But this hands down was like my favorite, because as opposed to the motorcycle, which went everywhere and that thing held up well too, like this car like would fly. I would have it fly off stuff. Like I wished it was it actually wasn't it. I wish it was like the Team Mask vehicle, but it's a Venom vehicle. So
yeah. All right, Dave. So run us down your recap.
So I have LJN Macho Man Randy Savage as my wrestling figure. I have Kenner Superpowers Superman as the superhero. Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi Jabba the Hutt as my non-human. Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. Captain Power as my wild card. And the Mask Jackhammer as my vehicle.
All right, and that leaves us with Brian's final pick to close us out here.
All right. So I thought I was going to just call to Jason's approach to start this whole thing of like things I love the most, but then I kind of started going more broad of like general appeal. So there's some, I'm not going to pander to some of the IP, some of the lines that haven't been selected yet, because I'm not super big into things like, Thundercats, Voltron, like stuff like that. I'm glad Mask made it on though in the second to last pick. So my heart is torn between Battle Beasts and I'm going to shy away from Battle Beasts, even though I love them. And I'm going to go, this is kind of a deeper cut. But again, remember, as kids, all of us go through a phase of loving dinosaurs, and many of us will continue to love dinosaurs forever. So I'm going with the Play School Definitely Dinosaurs Ultrasaurus, which I had honestly not thought of until we did this thing on Toying Around Kevin's stream a couple years back of like, get a picture of yourself opening a toy on Christmas. So I asked my mom, hey, can you send me a picture, of this sort? And she sent me one, and it's me with this toy in this huge box. It's this really, it's the Ultrasaurus. Comes with a little caveman and like a little saddle type kind of thing that he can ride. And so I'm going to eventually get one as an adult now to reacquire that, because I clearly had it as a kid.
This thing is huge.
That was like the biggest in the line, I think.
Hold up.
But if you just go look through the line, like if you're not familiar with it, this was like before Jurassic Park, right? Yet many years, but
whoa,
hitters. They came with a little comic book.
That's cool.
So yeah, definitely dinosaurs for me. Taking it back to when we were kids, and it's the only dino representation here on the list.
Look at this.
That's awesome.
Look at this.
I was all about Dino Riders during my dinosaur phase. Like the idea of being able to put like armor and weapons and stuff on them, and they could ride it. I don't remember this one at all. That's pretty cool,
dude. This is like this would fly today. Like
bring it back, yeah.
Wow,
that's awesome.
And I would say, to Mattel's credit, the Jurassic World line that they've
Is
been
really
doing,
good.
they have done some. Yeah, they've been doing some pretty enormous dinosaurs, but not as colorful as this. It's pretty fun, and they've got like the Flintstones like caravan thing on his back. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was exactly the vibe that I was. It's like the they're they're the construction vehicles from the Flintstones.
Yeah, like Fred could go down the back and down the tail.
Yep.
But it also like the caveman also reminds me of that like what was that Nintendo game? Chuck Rock?
Oh
was
yeah,
that
the one that
Genesis
was
game?
the one that was on they always played it on Nick Arcade.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not Bonk, but like there was one. He was a caveman. Chuck Rock, I think, was his name.
Yeah, Ryan, you definitely need to go back and get yourself one of these.
100%.
There's a couple of loose ones on eBay I've seen, but they are missing either the caveman or that little riding top piece. So I need to get like a complete one because I want to recreate that.
Wow. All right, Dave,
Awesome.
give us the rundown of Ryan's picks.
So we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael, Optimus Prime as the vehicle, Transformers Optimus Prime. We have superhero G.I. Joe Snake Eyes version 2. We have for wrestling the Muscle Kaniku Man, or just Kaniku Man. And then for the wild card play school, definitely Dinosaurs Ultrasaurus, which just learning about for the first time is really cool.
Yeah, today years old. Today years old.
But it's funny, Ryan, you were talking about like, oh, I don't want to pander to like I had literally like there were so many things where I was between like in non-humans, I was between a battle beast, Jabba, 2 turtles, and Mumra. Like I did not know. I had starting lineups in my wild card. Like,
ooh,
yeah, starting line. So the thing that
I had the Toy Biz Batwing in my vehicles. That was what I was between the Jackhammer and the Batwing.
I had that one too. Yeah, that Batwing was awesome.
So good.
The Batmobile was fine. The
fact
that
the shell was like so breakable, the most fragile.
Yeah, and it was a Shriner car because it was all like open wheel, like it, as opposed to the Batwing, which was just spot on, like just looked.
And it had
good.
I didn't have
it. My brother.
The Batwing was awesome too because it had the handle.
Yeah,
which was really cool. There was like a
and
handle underneath with like a trigger. Yeah, and you could. It was great play feature. So and Ryan actually
didn't it have rockets on it too?
It had rockets and it had the claw thing. Yeah,
pinchers. I used that feature for my Batwing when I did superpowers. I wanted that too. I was like, it's just a fun thing.
So Ryan actually screwed up my wrestling pick twice. He got me twice. So one, he took Muscle, which I thought for sure no one else was going to think about that.
No,
in terms of that category. The second pick you screwed me up on was when you took Snake Eyes, because my number one pick for wrestler was I was going to take G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter as my wrestling pick to get G.I. Joe on the list. But to your point, there's no way that people are going to, if people are looking at it categorically, no one is going to vote. If there's G.I. Joe people, no one is going to pick Sergeant Slaughter over Snake Eyes in like a head-to-head vote on that. So if that's a deciding factor for somebody, I needed to shift my focus off of that.
Was one of my vehicles.
Yeah,
too.
That was on my vehicle list.
My vehicle list was longer than it needed to be.
Yeah, as was mine.
Did anyone have the Return of the Jedi speeder bike on their vehicle list?
No.
Because that was pretty close. I still have mine. It's just fun. Like you could just constantly explode it. Like you put the thing on, push the button, it explodes. It's a good one.
My top 3 vehicles were the Flag, which obviously is one I went with, the AT-AT, which is again, it was one I was surprised that no one went.
So you're going like a Normo vehicles the whole way,
and the Party Wagon, man.
Yeah. And the Party Wagon and the Pizza Thrower, just because I had that toy. That was my favorite. I don't even think I had the Party Wagon.
Was the Party Wagon in 89 or?
Yep.
It
I
was
feel like
right.
the door always broke though, so it wasn't like fun.
That's mine right there. I still have it from when I was a kid. Still has all the bombs. Still has everything. Like that's my party wagon right there. Yep, with my original turtles in there. Like I told the kid, we had this like conversation about what would you save, because I have so many collectibles in the garage and around the house. Like, what would I save in a fire? You know, besides the kids and the pets or
Yeah.
whatever. And then I was like, my vintage turtles, because that's the thing I have the most emotional attachment to. Like that's, I just throw them in a party wagon and run out the door. Of the wedding photos, whatever, it's fine. But the party wagon and the turtles have got to
My
go.
family also knows the answer to this, because the office is crammed with stuff. Is grab the sail barge, because whatever is in the HasLab, the sail barge, and whatever is inside of it, just pick up the whole thing and go. That's it. It's got enough in there. But that is
Wow. You might not make it. Isn't the sail barge
it's pretty
enormous?
big. Matt, my littlest is not carrying it. Maddie could definitely pick it up though. She's got those dancer / aerobic muscles. She's good. She could grab it.
I was gonna say,
But-
watching the kids try to run out with that, it would be like entertaining.
Yeah.
It would be unfortunate because I'd know what's up, but like it would be funny watching them run with it.
You should just do a drill to see what it would go, how it would go.
How would go? All right, fire drill, kids. All right, someone get the pets. Get in there. I got the party wagon. I'm out of here.
I almost so Ryan, which battle beast?
Maddie, grab the sail barge.
I'm sorry?
Did you have a specific battle beast or?
No, so like my thing with Battle Beast is I definitely had a bunch, but like I'm looking at the visual checklist and I'm not confident of like that of which ones I actually had. So like I have to go like physically look to see if they're in a bucket somewhere. But like
One of my old-time favorite is the deer with the drill hand.
Okay, well their names are
Deer Stalker.
excellent copywriting because they're all like alliterative, and so like I was jotting down some of my favorites were Killer Koala, Pillager Pig, and Rowdy Rooster were the three that I was looking at today. But
I seem to remember a Triceratops.
There's the Triceratops was cool too.
I can't think of its name.
Did they have a cartoon or anything? I do not remember these at all. Huh, they're really cool. Are they articulated?
Yeah,
the arms. Yeah, I think
Just the arms and I think the heads.
The head, yeah.
But the other two non-humans I had were Usagi, Yojimbo, and Baxter.
Oh yeah, those are good too.
Yeah, I had Bebop on the non-human list. I had Jabba the Hutt, but that obviously you took. Yeah. I had hooded Cobra Commander, the mail away for my wild card.
See, that would have been non-human too.
Could have been non-human too.
He was once a man.
Once a man.
He was once a man.
Yeah. And then I had Kenner Superpowers Green Lantern was my backup. If somebody had taken somebody took 89 Toy Biz 89 Batman with the belt on a belt on a string. If somebody had taken Batman and Spider-Man off the table, it would have gone to Hal Jordan.
It's so funny after Rob the Robot and Captain Power, it was just sports. It was athletes.
I didn't even think about starting.
Darryl Strawberry, Michael
yeah,
Jordan, and Jim McMahon were on my list.
So, fun fact: the wrestling category was very nearly just sports to kind of broaden it a little bit. But we ended up just sticking with wrestling. Yeah.
I had Lawrence Taylor with his hands constantly blocking. Like I had that one, and I had Don Mattingly, which I still have my Don Mattingly, and Cal Ripken Jr. And those are the only 3 starting lineup figures that I had. And I still have Cal, and I don't know what happened to poor Lawrence Taylor, but those were so fun. They were so
life
great.
happened to Lawrence Taylor. That's
I love when you put their arms down too. They just look like they're shrugging.
Yeah.
Like if you go all the way down, it's just like they're like this.
Yeah. Well, now he can Jey Uso.
It's true.
He can
yeet. Also a wrestler, Lawrence Taylor, right?
Yeah.
In the wrestling category.
It's true. That would have been a fun.
Didn't LT show up on G.I. Joe as well?
Fridge.
The Fridge did, right? LT didn't too?
No, Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter.
They made a Roddy Piper figure, but he was never on.
He was in the comics.
Yeah.
Piper. Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, he's a cobra. It was heel Piper. Yeah, and just closing off on Battle Beast, that's one of those things where I'm surprised nobody has tried to revive that, because that would do so well in this like blind box like craze. Having the Battle Beast in
Yeah.
the blind box with the the what was it? It was heat reactive, right?
It
The
was heat
their
reactive
chest.
hologram.
Yeah, it
I
was
thought, I
basically
thought
like
I
a
saw
mood
like
ring.
a Kickstarter. It was probably like unlicensed, inspired by Battle Beast, but it was like Battle Beast like.
Yeah.
Something online crowdfund.
But all right,
Especially
so
with like Keshi and blind boxes being so popular.
the next step here is we will post, if you are listening to this, thank you for hanging with us.
For indulging us.
The next step is head on over to Instagram, where you will find a post with all of our contestants tagged as collaborators and a story to vote on, and you get to vote who you think has the best team. There's no real prizes. It's just a gentleman's agreement and bragging rights. But you
The
get to
prize is
vote.
the lulls.
Yes, the lulls along the way. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Yeah, so you get to vote and decide which one of us lunatics is the winner. So with that, it is time to sign off. But before we do that, Ryan, Jason, please remind our followers, our listeners, where can they find you guys on social media? Do you have websites? Do you have portfolios? Anything that you want to call attention to?
Do you want to go ahead first, Jason?
No, yeah, sure. Both being so polite and then waiting. Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Instagram at Jason N Langston. I have my portfolio in process. It'll be posted pretty soon. But you can find the cool stuff that I worked on at many fine retailers. So go out, buy some DC stuff, buy some Demon Slayer figures, and yeah. So Eric and Dave, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And
you've both been so supportive of me, even though this is the first time we've met face to face. Like, you guys have both been so supportive, and I've really appreciated it over the years. I mean, you guys were posting about my Kickstarter when I did my Baboon in a Room book. Like, I know you guys, I know you have one. You told like your kid still likes it, and that's really awesome. It's very touching. So I've always appreciated it. I'm glad that we could finally get together and chat. So thank you both very much.
Yeah, man. It's again, we'll said it once, we'll say it a million times. We're really excited to see what you do next. And that Baboon in your room book, the daughter that I initially read that to is now reading it to her younger sister. So it has
awesome.
It has been passed on to the next sibling. So
that's awesome.
Great book. And
thank
Ryan,
you.
where can everybody find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, I'm just still at Instagram at Ryan_Ting. I don't post a lot. Maybe I will in the future. Who knows? Still kind of figuring out what to do next. Just trying to get the kids back to school and get the house in order a little bit here after a crazy summer. But yeah, just appreciate everyone's support. At when we were in San Diego, and people kind of knew the situation. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for having me on here, and yeah, always enjoy talking drafting, getting clever. Sorry you got sniped twice, Eric. But,
hey, great minds think alike.
I know I did lose out on Blink-182 in our Warped Tour draft though, so
it's true. It's true.
Ooh,
it's true. All right, Dave. Well, with that, I think it's time to send us home. So get us out of here.
Bye, everyone. Go vote for your favorite draft team. Draft team?
Yeah. Just team. Toy team.
Toy team.
There we go. Toy team. Bye, everybody.
Bye.